Good evening and welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm David Mitchell. In the news this week, there's a shock for one performer as the Mayor of Lincoln introduces a zero-tolerance approach to mime artists. With record numbers expected, police are taking no chances at the International Vegan Curry Festival. And while driving to the next filming location for his series on class, John Prescott suddenly spots a kebab shop. On Ian Hislop's team tonight is a comedian who a couple of years ago won the Amused Moose Comedy Award. That was before Sarah Palin shot it. Please welcome Sarah Millican. And with Paul Merton tonight is a writer and comedian who, on his recent tour, passed a hat round inviting people to pick out totally random suggestions for what he should do. An idea he nicked off Alistair Darling. Please welcome Andy Hamilton. In round one, we cover the bigger stories of the week. Ian and Sarah, have a look at this.
That's the police raiding the Commons, taking his hat off out of respect. That's the Tory who got arrested, Mr. Green.
Oh.
There's the Speaker about to put the knife into the Sergeant-at-Arms.
Got lovely outfits on, though.
Yes, that's the main thing, isn't it?
So.
I think if you're going to totally fail in your job, you should have on knickerbockers.
Otherwise, people take you seriously.
Exactly. It was very funny. Gordon Brown said today he was doing the job to the best of his ability, which isn't very good.
Yeah, you'd rather have someone brilliant who's not really trying.
But they have got to have an MP doing it.
Oh, God,
so that restricts that option. So this is the biggest constitutional crisis since Magna Carta. And MPs' offices were raided by the police. And everybody who's responsible for protecting Parliament, especially the Speaker, failed utterly.
The police didn't have a warrant. And even I know that police have to have a warrant, because I've seen, you know, Spender and CSI Miami and stuff like that. They've all got warrants. So why didn't they think they should have a warrant?
Because they're fictional characters, whereas our policemen are slightly less well-trained than our actors. No, the police didn't have a warrant to go in, and the Home Secretary says she didn't know what was going on. Gordon Brown didn't have a clue.
It's a bit like school, isn't it? It's a bit like... Well, it is, because it's a bit like somebody's put a photograph of somebody's bum on the headmaster's desk and said, whose is this? And then we're trying to find out whose it is and who's put it there, and everybody's saying, it's not me, it's not me. It's just like school.
Are bums like fingerprints? Everyone's different.
They discovered the bum print a long time before the fingerprint, I think. And the police were too embarrassed to use it.
You've got to have a really big ink pad as well to get on it.
So not many criminals are going to leave a bum print, are they? That's going to be a...
That's where you've got to think ahead. You've got to place a photocopier in the corner of the room as a temptation for them. And they won't be able to resist it.
But I mean, the raid, I got all excited because they said, well, now we've got exclusive footage of the police raid.
Yeah.
But it was just some men in a room mumbling. I mean, have we got
Yes,
the
we
raid?
have got footage of the raid.
Hi,
Hello, sir. Hello.
I'm the Senior Political and Parliamentary Advisor to David Cameron.
Okay.
Can you just explain a bit more what's going on?
Can you turn that camera? Could I just ask you to leave? Is that possible? This is currently a scene that we're going to search, and it's not appropriate that you're here.
You see, I thought that was a documentary about cosmetic surgery going horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Sarah's right. You know, do they not watch the bill? I mean, they should have him up against the wall saying, it's over, you slag. That's what they do. I actually watched the Speaker's statement. He's got that awful, I didn't know anything. I was away. Why do they all talk at that speed? They all talk fantastically slowly.
Because that's the speed they're thinking.
Yeah.
In the modern day now, we should have two speakers, surely. Stereo, I mean, just one.
What I didn't understand was that the accusation levelled at the Tories is that they groomed this chap...
Emotive word, wasn't it?
It was an emotive... Why would you go to all the bother of enticing a public official to give you some confidential documents when you can just wait for him to leave them on the train?
Yes.
Yes, this is the controversial arrest of Tory MP Damien Green.
Is that a family grouping?
That's his...
Wife needs a haircut.
His immigration spokesman, he made a number of rather embarrassing speeches about the fact that there were illegal immigrants working in the Home Office, cleaning the desks, and he had some quite good scoops.
This whole thing wouldn't have blown up if she didn't send so many emails anyway, Jackie Smith. And a lot of them are her emails, aren't they, that have been intercepted. And she's obviously one of those people who, the moment she has a thought, it has to become an email. Because one of the emails said, do you know, I think recession could increase crime. You think, well, duh. Yeah. Presumably Gordon gets in every morning and logs on. He thinks, oh, there's 84 from Jackie. A dog is for life, not just for Christmas.
So the Speaker has blamed his Sergeant of Arms. Yes, she looks great, doesn't she? Loves to see a woman with a mace.
The temptation to hit him over the head must be enormous.
Ian, what did your mate Quentin Letts have to say about her in the Daily Mail?
Did he not like her hair?
He called her a souped-up Tilly the typist with purple hair and Stanley Baxter gait. It's almost like he's making some class point. You know? The previous Sergeant of Arms was called Major General Peter Grant Peterkin.
Oh, it's nice that teddy bears get these jobs.
Yeah.
I don't think purple hair's allowed in any class.
What's a Stanley Baxter gait anyway? He played so many different characters. There's no one particular Stanley Baxter walk. It's not like John Wayne, is it?
Wasn't it a major scandal, Stanley Baxter Gate? Early 60s.
And it's ironic, isn't it, that the Labour Party should be up in arms about embarrassing leaks of information from government departments. Why is that?
Well, particularly Brown. He had a mole in the Home Office, and he got his reputation through using this information, and he wasn't embarrassed about it. He was very proud of himself. He said it's part of the whole process.
We have footage of him in 1985. He's being grilled by that forensic political inquisitor, Frank Boff.
Do you think your information is legitimately obtained? I mean, how did you get these figures?
I was given them by a civil servant who was as concerned as I was about a government that has misled people.
How very different from today.
He must be thinking, why aren't they arresting me? This is right, I'm getting away with murder. When I reach the top job, then we'll see. And David Davis was a potential witness in this case, but according to The Sun, he won't be arrested. Do you know why?
He wants to be arrested, doesn't he? He thought, you could see him thinking, should I punch the Queen? That'd do it. I'd be in the papers then, wouldn't I?
Well, according to The Sun, it's because the police won't dare arrest him because they know he's ex-SAS and can certainly handle himself.
But there were 20 of them, weren't they? I mean, it is fantastic to think that there are 20 policemen available for major crimes, like embarrassing the government. If you get burgled, you can't get 20 round, can you?
No, not even one.
Not at all?
No. Well, I left my door open, so it's not really technically burglary, is it? It's just somebody trying doors. It's happened. No, it's true.
Did you not expect the police to burst in and help you?
Only if they were attractive.
So what offence did they say it was, Sarah, if it wasn't burglary? Because someone stole your stuff, presumably.
Yeah, but it was mostly rubbish. And, and the insurance still went through. Hooray!
Are you sure? So you left your door open and all the rubbish went?
Well...
Sure it wasn't just a cleaner?
It?
This is the controversial arrest of Tory MP Damien Green. The Daily Mail front page gave its usual balanced view of the issues involved. Babies are being beaten to death. The Met can spare 20 officers to raid homes and the Commons office of this MP. And there's a war in the Congo, but the Mail can spare 20 reporters to spout their usual drivel to Middle England. interviewed...
Just out of interest, what do you disagree with about deploying 20 people to go round and storm a man's house and his office and his constituency office when those officers could be deployed doing something useful?
Well, I think arresting a Tory MP is pretty useful. Paul and Andy, here's your story.
The magic of Christmas, the wonder of Yuletide. This is the Lapland thing in Dorset where they found dead reindeer nailed to sheds. And Father Christmas isn't looking... Oh, he's moving, he's moving.
Not sure what he's doing.
That's an unsightly bulge you wouldn't want to get near there, I think.
That's what the press termed crapland.
Crapland?
And rather sweetly, I saw the man who owns the place defending it, and he said the problem was that people came to see it in daylight. And it looks a lot better at night when you can't see it.
Yeah.
It looks fine then.
Yes, people are very disappointed. I think they were charged quite a bit of money, weren't they?
30 quid.
30 quid, was it?
It was just 25, actually.
Was it?
Bargain.
Oh, he saw me coming then, didn't he? Blimey. Yeah, the Sun was very irresponsible, though, because there was a very alarmist headline which said, Santa and 4 elves beaten up. In fact, I think we should say, any small children watching, Santa is OK.
Yeah. And he won't be able to deliver any presents this year. Because he's recovering in hospital.
Yeah. He is OK, and he definitely exists, by the way.
Definitely exists.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how could he have had the shit kicked out of him?
Yeah.
There were two dads were caught brawling in a gingerbread house. Who wouldn't want a Christmas card with that on?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But the parents don't seem to have behaved awfully well, do they? Give your children a lovely treat and say, this isn't very Christmassy, I'll make it more Christmassy. I'll attack Santa. I will beat up his elves, and I'll pick a fight in the gingerbread house. Then it'll be a lovely Christmas.
But they were queuing them. Some of them were queuing for 4 hours.
What, just to punch Santa?
Yeah. That was the longest queue of all.
According to The Sun, a snowman was so sickened at the verbal abuse from customers that he stormed off in full costume. So what in particular didn't quite live up to expectations?
Lack of wonder, the lack of magic, the proximity of Bournemouth. All these things were held against it in the end.
Yes, well, let's have a look. Can you say what this is supposed to be?
Oh, that's the nativity scene.
And judging by those marks, the 3 wise men arrived by articulated lorry.
Yeah, and they got a bit mixed up, haven't they, with their religious iconography. Just off the end of this shot, there's Santa Claus on the cross.
I think the customers have just done that. So what might have aroused suspicions fairly early on in the visit when you arrived to pay your 25 quid?
The sign that said Lapland Adventure.
Well, it is a sign.
Lapland,
Yeah. That's either a traffic cone or an elf that's been angrily hammered into the mud. How did the man responsible for the attraction, Henry Mears, explain away the customers' complaints?
He said that 95% of them were happy, didn't he?
What he did is he told the local paper that, like all people, they like to get into queues and just generate a bit of aggravation. So what's happening at the moment at Lapland New Forest?
They're really sort of exploring the Yuletide atmosphere by setting fire to the place.
Actually, not a lot is happening there. There's this report.
A complete media blackout has been imposed on Lapland New Forest today. We've spoken to a few people who've been in. Apparently the elves are back. The elves are back, a few of them anyway. Apparently they've been spotted smoking roll-ups by the entrance.
That's the thing. If you will smoke, it does stunt your growth. What other Christmas attraction failed to impress this week?
Oh, there's one that some local councils put up. There was a rather manky tree. Is that the answer?
Yes, the large... this large tree is put up... It was put up in Peterlee, County Durham. Here it is.
See, when I saw that photo, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it looks nice.
I think the people of Peterlee consider that tree to be an insult to their fine city, which you can see a tiny crap part of in that photograph.
To be fair to the tree, that is being photographed in daylight, isn't it?
Meanwhile, continuing our festive theme, what is worrying crimpers in Norwich?
The hairdressers are not allowed to offer mulled wine to their customers anymore while they're doing their hair. Is that right?
That's absolutely right.
Because the customers might spill the hot mulled wine on themselves and die!
The other thing is you probably don't want your hairdresser knocking it back, do you?
No.
You come out look with a haircut like Arthur Scargill or something, yeah.
Shouldn't think it's a big problem for you and I, Andy, really. This Christmas. Shall we just...
Ian was doing a joke about me not having much hair there, Paul.
I noticed that.
Yeah. So we'd like to do some material about height next.
Oh. I said we, Andy.
Did you?
It was jointly.
Oh.
I said it's not a problem for you and I.
Oh.
It wasn't an attack, it was an attempt at bonding.
No, now I look... Now I look paranoid.
Yeah.
And deaf. Oh, no.
You know people are talking about you, but you can't hear what it is.
Shall we drag out what was said in the week about... who was it?
Liz Hurley.
Liz Hurley.
Oh, Liz Hurley.
Yes.
Tell us what the line said in the newspaper.
It was very, very flattering. It said Liz Hurley was wearing a dress that was so low, her cleavage looked as though she had 2 Ian Hislops in there.
You've got a little bit at the front, so are they slightly hairy, her boobs?
I merely pass on the image.
I like to think she's got hairy boobs now. Makes me feel better about mine.
It's the row that's broken out over winter theme park Lapland New Forest, which is accused of being a glorified car boot sale. Surely that's Lidl. After a storm of complaints over their shameless rip-off, the management offered to make it up to disappointed families, offering half-price tickets to a broken-down barn with a tank of newts. Sorry, the all-new Jurassic Park experience. And so to round 2, the lighter stories of the week, featuring the Have I Got News For You Triviometer.
Ooh.
Ian and Sarah, you're first. Fire up the Triviometer.
This is a trivial story, is it? The Queen's speech.
Well, she's just some celeb girl in a dress.
Yes. The Queen made a speech this week. She was given a leak of the government's plans, and she read it all out in Parliament and was arrested. Quite a big scandal. And she's now in jail.
It's that huge jail with loads of rooms at the end of the mall.
That's the one.
Curiously, at her own pleasure.
No, she read out the Queen's speech. But interestingly, the best bit of the Queen's speech was not given to her. Gordon's plan to say you don't have to pay your mortgage for 2 years, he didn't put in her speech. He kept it for himself. Poor old Queen gets the boring stuff about no 3 for 2 in the offie and it's all going to be miserable. And, oh, Uncle Gordon comes out and says, oh, you don't have to pay your mortgages.
Was that the Queen you were doing an impression of then?
Yeah. Or that might have been Uncle Gordon. It was a very bad impression. I was thinking of him as a terrible Santa. The whole government is a sort of Lapland.
Which member of the Cabinet for you personifies a dead reindeer stuck to a shed?
I think it would have to be Peter Mandelson.
Prince Philip would enjoy that sort
Yes,
of thing. And did anyone see him at the state opening? Look at his reaction to the speech that Jack Straw's got in his bag. He'd be more fun if he was king. You know. He's essentially saying, might as well chuck all that crap out.
Pretty reasonable analysis of the speech, really.
But the Gordon Brown mortgages thing, I mean, he's had a complete personality change, Gordon, hasn't he? He used to be this parsimonious skinflint, and now he wants to pay for everything.
Have you never read Christmas Carol?
Well...
Have you ever read Christmas Carol 2? It's a very sad book in which Scrooge's business goes under.
Do you reckon that at the election, Gordon's campaign slogan will be, "No, no, this is my treat"?
Yes, it's this year's official state opening of Parliament. In her speech this week, according to the BBC, the Queen announced harsh measures for the long-term jobless. Not a speech goes by without a little dig at Charles. This was the shortest Queen's speech since Labour came to power in 1997. Fair enough. As you'll have noticed, everything's fine. Paul and Andy, it's your turn to do battle with the triviometer.
Oh.
Oh, it's James Galway fallen on very hard times there. That's a walrus.
It's a walrus, yes.
And he's playing a musical instrument.
Is that a musical instrument?
I'd have to say, I suppose the round is more than just describe the photograph.
Since when? Only since you became chair. We've been playing this game for years.
OK, I've got it. It's a walrus playing a musical instrument, and he's radioactive, look, all the way around.
Exactly.
This is Sarah the Walrus, who can play the saxophone so loudly, her whiskers vibrate. Do you want to see her?
I think she picked the wrong tune.
Yeah.
But apart from that...
Surely I am the walrus of all the tunes in the world.
She's got other talents as well. Anyone know what they are?
Work in the call centre.
Now, according to the Mail, she can strike a nonchalant pose. Which,
Have we got a photo of that? Yeah. That's the biggest threat to walruses in the wild, though, isn't it? They're nonchalant.
Yeah.
You know, they'll have a killer whale sneaking up on them and they're just going, oh, hello. You know.
The killer whale takes a bite and the walrus goes, oh, really?
Too boring.
she's also capable of leaning on a worktop, looking bored, with one flipper under her chin.
Oh, so she could work in the post office, then. That'd be all right.
Ian and Sarah, your turn, and I've turned the triviometer up to max.
Oh, it's gone off.
The technology couldn't handle max.
Yeah.
Let's go back to medium.
I'll just turn the triviometer down to medium and change the fuse on it. There we go.
Les Dawson. Is this the mother-in-law story?
It is.
Ah. Apparently, the relationship between a mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law is the most fraught. And I used to be married, and I met my mother-in-law, like, twice. And we got on all right.
How long was the marriage?
7 years.
Oh.
But when we split up, about 8 months later, I got a Christmas card that said to my son and daughter-in-law, and she didn't know that we'd split up.
Why is the daughter-in-law, mother-in-law relationship so fraught, according to the research?
They try to be your mum, but you've already got a mum. Just shut up and go away. That's why.
You're saying shut up and go away about a woman you only had to see once every 3.5 years. So after 3.5 years, she turned up again, and you went, oh, I am sick of the sight of you. Les Dawson's famous joke was, of course, I can always tell when the mother-in-law's coming to stay, the mice throw themselves on the traps.
I wrote for Les Dawson
many
years ago, and my favourite joke of his was he said I was a very ugly baby. In fact, until the age of 7, the only people who picked me up and cuddled me were scientists. He was a great comedian, Les, but he sometimes liked to go on having had a few drinks, unbelievably. And we said to him one night, have you ever thought about going out there totally sober? And he looked at us and said, what, and face them alone?
According to Dr. Terry Apter, young women accuse their mothers-in-law of showing unreasonably jealous maternal love to their sons. One woman interviewed for the study told Dr. Apter that she began receiving emails from her fiancé's mother 2 months before her wedding. One message read, What you don't realise is that my son thinks about me every day, every minute of every day, every second of every minute of every day. She should have replied, not when he's shagging me, does he? Just time for what I confidently predict will be the very last crank of the Triviometer. Paul and Andy.
This is Heston Blumenthal, and I think that looks like the logo for the little chef. He's bringing sort of better food to the motorside serviceway industry.
But he's the guy who's known for marrying sort of unusual ingredients, isn't he? So he makes things like bacon and despair trifle and stuff like that.
Bacon and despair?
Yeah. Yeah, he gets an abstract noun and he works it in. It's innovative cooking.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
To be honest, in motorway service stations, people usually bring their own despair.
So this is the last question in this round, but we don't get the guy at the bottom, John Barrowman, so he's just put up there for no reason at all.
His agent's just very insistent.
Really?
Yeah.
He is in every other show on television.
There's been a bit of bad publicity, but I think I can get you on next to the walrus that's playing the saxophone. They won't use you, but you'll be there.
Yeah, that wasn't the part of him that they wanted on the screen.
I see, yes.
This is a relaunch of Little Chef under the stewardship of molecular gastronomist Heston Blumenthal. Oh. And if it's successful in the branch in Popham, Hampshire, it'll be rolled out across the whole chain. According to the Express, they say he's shot to fame on the back of snail porridge.
Oh.
Very slowly, then.
I know, it goes down slowly, comes out quick. So what was the last thing you all ate at a Little Chef?
I think I've always plumped for starvation rather than actually stopping it.
I think I last had something called a Seventh Heaven burger, which did not transport me to Seventh Heaven, unless Seventh Heaven is a place where you feel disappointed and burpy and overcharged. But,
it's a kind of nirvana. Yeah. It's a kind of nirvana.
The Independent on Sunday interviewed diners outside a restaurant about the new Little Chef. One customer, 40-year-old Robert Large...
Robert Large?
Yeah.
Nothing funny in that.
Said, excellent, sounds like good news. I won't go, though. I'll have left the country by then. So I don't know whether he got some bad news in the middle of his remark or just massive bout of depression. Yes, Heston Blumenthal is revamping a branch of Little Chef. According to The Independent, Blumenthal has given the cafe the feel of the 1950s diner by slightly updating the decor. Another part of Blumenthal's revamp is to install free internet access in the restaurant, ideal for customers who want to Google somewhere else to eat. Time now for the odd one out round. Just one between you this week. Your four are Vladimir Putin, Timmy Mallet, Silvio Berlusconi, and John Sargent.
Is it a Christmas single?
Ah, now we're getting
because Timmy Mallet sang a song in the jungle that he was planning on releasing when he comes out. Oh. And John Sargent is releasing a single called Let's Not Fight This Christmas, which takes all the fun out of it. And that's...
John Sargent's releasing a single?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Berlusconi was a crooner, so I'm sure he's brought out a number of singles.
OK, let's say Christmas single, and let's say Putin is the odd one out.
That's absolutely right. Yes, they're all planning to release Christmas singles apart from Vladimir Putin, although he has released a judo DVD.
I read today that John Prescott was offered the role of the fat, slow one in Strictly Come Dancing. And apparently, the quote was that John Prescott turned it down because it was beneath his dignity. Don't know where that place would be. Timmy Mallet's bringing out something called Biff Beff Buff or something. Is that right?
It is, in fact, Biff Baff Boff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, what you said was gibberish. Berlusconi, he's releasing an album of 14 Neapolitan love songs. Oh. Well, he is a great joker. He also played a practical joke on German Chancellor Angela Merkel before a summit. According to BBC News, he jumped out shouting, "Coo, coo," prompting Mrs. Merkel to turn around saying, "Oh, Silvio." They're a laugh, those summits, aren't they? Don't you wish you were there? Oh.
The one thing you're not allowed to do in Italy is to suggest that he might possibly dye his hair. Even though it's a colour that's blacker, even the blackest black found in nature. He goes absolutely nuts if people are...
And do you remember when Blair went to visit him, Berlusconi was wearing a bandana for the whole time because he'd had a hair transplant.
Yeah.
But he wasn't admitting it, so he said it was a sort of pirate look. Yeah. So it was just days of high-level summitry with a man with a thing on his head.
Actually, the fact that he would rather people thought that he was mad enough to do a whole summit dressed as a pirate than that he'd have a hair transplant. Well, I suppose, strictly speaking, he doesn't dye his hair because it's not his hair. And Vladimir Putin, who's the odd one out because he hasn't released a Christmas CD, but he has launched a martial arts instruction DVD, which is called Let's Learn Judo with Vladimir Putin. Hoping to cash in on the success of his previous DVD, Let's Bomb Georgia with Vladimir Putin. Do you think he's good at judo?
No one will ever know.
Yeah. All his opponents just say, no, you're too good for me.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly true that his regular judo partner, Vasily Shestakov...
Lovely woman.
Yeah. Declined to say who usually wins their conflicts. So I think you're right, I'd put 10 grams of polonium-210 on it being Vladimir. Do you know who's asked Putin for private judo lessons?
Sarkozy.
No. Yes. Well done. Nicolas Sarkozy. Though if he saw this picture, he might think again.
That kid's missing now.
Yeah.
He got home, he said, I had a great day today, Mum. Mr. Putin was at my judo class, and I got him on the deck immediately. She said, right, OK, everybody pack.
And which highly respected figure had a high-level meeting with Vladimir Putin this week?
Was it Pope?
No. No, it wasn't.
Is it Esther Ranson?
No, higher than that.
That's right.
Higher than Esther Ranson, but lower than the Pope. Are you sure that's right?
Yeah.
I know there's almost no one in that gap. Yeah. Well, it was... I'd be interested to see whether you agree with me, as he is someone more important than Esther Ranson, but less important than the Pope.
OK.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I think you pitched him absolutely right.
Yeah. Lloyd Webber apparently discussed the problem of block voting in the Eurovision Song Contest with Putin.
What? Why? What's he got to do with Lloyd Webber?
He's our British entry this year, is he not?
Is he?
Yeah, isn't he going...
Well, we haven't got a tune, we're just entering Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah. That could have been better phrased.
He's going to write the entry. I'm sure I read it in the paper. Have I made this up? No, thank you very much. It's rather sad I should know it, but...
Yes, I wouldn't have thought. You're the... Of course, Ian's the Eurovision expert. he'll be banging on about Eurovision for 20 minutes in the middle.
Shouldn't there be banging about Europe?
Yes, all of them are planning to release Christmas singles, apart from Vladimir Putin. According to The Times, at a recent summit, Berlusconi played a practical joke on German Chancellor Angela Merkel when he slipped away and hid behind a lamppost. And when that didn't get a laugh, he dangled upside down from it, shouting, "Look, I'm Mussolini!" Mr. Berlusconi's party, Forza Italia, is actually named after a chant used by AC Milan football fans. In a similar move, the Liberal Democrats are thinking of changing their name to We're Shit and We Know We Are. Which means, at the end of this round, it's... Ian and Sarah... Nope, that's the wrong way around. Which means
and
that...
you call the Liberal Democrats shit.
Which means, at the end of this round, it's... Paul and Andy with... You see,
Can I just point out that Vince Cable saw the recession coming? Anyway, you just see if you can see the monitor.
Why don't you just say...
Vince Cable also got a massive laugh by calling Gordon Brown Mr. Bean, which has to be one of the lamest jokes I've ever heard outside centre court in Wimbledon.
Well, would you try reading this one, then?
OK. This isn't a joke, this is the scores.
That's what they all say.
Yeah. Which means, at the end of this round, it's Paul and Andy with 4 points, and Ian and Sarah with 8 points. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication the BBC Test Card Club magazine. The latest issue contains a free CD entitled Now That's What I Call Constant High-Pitched Tone. And we start with Listen, you idiot. What? Got it?
Listen, you idiot. I'm the bloody Pope. Got it? Is that...
A new film in which Michael Caine plays the Pope.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to anoint the choir boys!
It is Listen, you idiot, we're becoming ruder. Got it?
Yeah.
This is a survey which found that manners are especially bad amongst high street shoppers, although things are improving on that front. There aren't any high street shoppers anymore. Next, Brian Greene clearly recalls the events of Wednesday afternoon, December the 9th, 1981, when BBC Two transmitted one version of What for about 40 minutes before switching back to the correct version of What.
It's got to be a new version of the test card before switching back to the traditional comforting old one.
Now, I think the two missing words
Yeah.
are porn and snooker.
But we're not saying which one is which.
No.
What it is BBC Two transmitted one version of Test Card F before switching back to the correct version of Test Card F. So let's have a look at them. Here's the version of Test Card F they put up in error.
Oh, ridiculous.
Yeah, and here's, of course, the correct version of Test Card F. One for the blooper reel there. Lastly, what for Britain's oldest cheese?
Britain's oldest biscuit?
The answer is history in the making for Britain's oldest cheese. Marks and Spencer are beginning to sell a 3-year-old cheese. According to the Telegraph, the vintage Marks and Spencer's cheddar contains chewy calcium lactate crystals. But these are not just any chewy calcium lactate crystals. These are M&S chewy calcium lactate crystals. And so, the final scores are Paul and Andy have 7 points, but Ian and Sarah have 10 points. But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
Northern Line now so slow, passengers are evolving into apes.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Sarah Millican, Paul Merton and Andy Hamilton, and I leave you with the news that in the West there's concern over Russia's military ambitions after Vladimir Putin is spotted relaxing in his garden. As the Queen makes a moving speech at the International Forum for Freedom and Democracy, there are signs that someone may have failed to vet the guest list. And on a baking hot day at Woburn Safari Park, shouts from the kids to pull the wipers off Daddy's car are met with a simple response. Good night.
Arlene Phillips and Robert Webb's music taste comes under scrutiny when Dermot O'Leary takes on Phil Jupitus in Buzzcocks next year on BBC Two. And we're topping the charts at 10:20 with 3 decades of music from sibling rivals in We Are Family.